Welcome back, everyone. I'm Stephen Harrell, Tiny House Listings, and I'm out here at my off-grid property. And today I wanted to work on a really fun project, something that I've actually been wanting to do for years, and that's to make a pizza oven, bread oven. And there's a lot of ways to do it online. There's a lot of do-it-yourself ways with cob and things like that. You can also buy pre-made pizza ovens, but I've seen those go for easily $1,000 or more, several thousand sometimes. And it's just more fun to build something yourself. The cob thing doesn't really appeal to me. It's just something I'm not interested in. I don't want to stamp my feet in mud and things like that. And if you're one of those people that does that or wants to do that, it's fine. It's just not for me. And also, the approach that I'm going to take, which is actually a heavy-duty, super heavy-duty 55-gallon drum, this will allow us to cook multiple pizzas at once. So, for example, in April of 2019, we'll be having a workshop out here with a ton of people. So we can actually put together multiple pizzas at a time, feed everyone. And I plan to have a lot of shindigs out here once I get this place together a little bit more. So anyways, I have a really good idea that's going to make this very, you can actually get these for free in different places. This is a food grade barrel. It actually had sausage and oil in it, like sausage, I guess, marinated or preserved in oil. But this is a food grade and it's super heavy duty, so I went ahead and bought this one and paid good money for it, like 40 bucks, because I want this to last for a very long time. And the way this is done, it's like free. Everything else is basically free, and it's a really good idea, I think. Let's just get to work. There you go. Pipe right on. I think you'll be able to use just about any kind of dirt you want for this project. The dirt that we're getting now actually is going to cover the barrel. Out here in this property, naturally there's a lot of clay in the dirt, so I'm very lucky because clay definitely holds a lot of heat. So that should help, but I think just regular dirt would probably do the same. So naturally the dirt in the front is going to want to fall down because there's nothing supporting it in the front. So what's happening is, as I build it up, I'll put these lava stones, you can put any rock, just kind of setting them on top as you go and mixing them with the dirt, and that'll kind of create like a wall to prevent the front from kind of spilling over. Back out here a couple days later, and I'm working on the pizza stove, and it's turned out to be a lot more work than I originally thought. I guess that's how it always is, right? You think things are going to be easier, you originally intended. But I guess that's just the way life works. But anyway, I've been out here doing some more loads on this side, and just that alone is about 5 wheelbarrows full. It doesn't look like it, but the stuff kind of settles and it's ooey gooey, which is good because it's actually just forming a really tight seal. And I'm just going to ram it up. And I think what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to build a retaining wall all the way around, real simple. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that, just to make sure things don't slide over time when the rain comes and stuff like that. And I was at Lowe's today. I was looking at fire brick and clay brick, which I already have some, but I used some of the fire brick, the clay brick over there from an 1850s chimney for my father's front porch. I didn't want to uproot those. But I had the idea, what holds heat better than anything else, and that's clay, or for the most part. And there's tons of it out here, so I decided to make the entire base from clay here on the property. Yeah, but you can see the base right there. I just took clay from here on the property if I dug down a foot or so, and grabbed just pure clay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a trowel here in a second, and I get that all smooth and nice, and the pizzas will go directly on that once it's all dried. So you can see that I've smoothed it out pretty good. I'm gonna let that dry for a little while and put another layer on. And the goal for this is, which I think is gonna happen, is to get this oven up to about 1,000 degrees, which is like the sweet spot for cooking really, really good pizza. Okay, quick update. I decided to build a retaining wall around the whole entire stove, and that'll be, for the most part, temporary. Once this thing completely dries, after we light it a couple times and things like that, we will mortar in some stones around the edge to make it all pretty, keep everything from falling, and I think it'll look really cool. All right, so that's it for part 1 of this video. I originally didn't think I was going to do a multi-part video, but I think I will because it turned out to be a lot more work than I thought, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think this actual wood stove, or this pizza stove, is actually going to put out more heat than a typical wood stove, even the cob ones that you see, because just of the sheer mass of it, and the entire bottom is like pure absolute clay. So I think it's going to retain heat very well. I think you'll be able to cook multiple pizzas. The idea is, again, for this to retain so much heat, and even if we rake out all the coals, there'll be so much heat that we can still cook at a very, very high temperature. At least that's what we're hoping for. And the good thing is, when I started digging around in this dirt, that there was more clay than I originally thought. So much so that you could have pure clay actually for the base. So it's worked out really well. If you don't have clay, I think this would still work. I would probably, instead of doing it, I think I'm going to do it maybe 6 inches. Maybe you could do it a foot with regular dirt. And eventually I may end up even cementing over this whole entire thing. I don't know yet, but I'll bring you guys along. So on part 2, we're going to go continue building around and maybe even light this thing up. I don't know if we'll get to the part where we actually make pizzas, but who knows. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on part 2. Thanks. Can we get your paw print on the clay? Paw right here. Put your little paw right there. I'm out here in my little cabin in the woods editing this video in front of the wood stove. Got little Piper here with me taking a siesta. And it's on my mind thinking of, I kind of opened up the news here for a second and I was thinking about how complex the world seems. But if you remove yourself from the world, at least from time to time, like, it instantly becomes less complex, right? A lot of those things that you think you need to know, you can come back to those later. I mean, you won't miss it. I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is I hope everyone spends more time in nature, spends more time in simple settings here in 2019. And really, really excited to bring you guys a new video every single day here on this channel. It's definitely a labor of love, but it's more than worth it. And I'm just excited to be part of this tiny house community and watching things grow. And I know a lot of the things the do-it-yourself videos I do here on this channel aren't exactly related or aren't exactly tiny houses, but I feel like it is related to the tiny house lifestyle. Simplicity, doing things yourself. Who doesn't want a pizza oven, right? But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to have your attention, and hope you can figure out a way to get yourself in simple settings more often, to where you can kind of get away from the world, at least to some degree. All right, thanks.